Hello, welcome to this presentation. It's a presentation on Barack Obama's 2008 speech on race and politics, and I'm sorry it has to be recorded this way. I didn't know how to operate the screen recorder program that you recommended we should use to record it, but so I'm sorry it has to be this way. Who is speaking? It is Barack Obama who's speaking. He is the former president of the United States, but at the time of the speech he was just a candidate to be president of United States of America. He has a wife and 2 daughters. His political point of view, as it says, is he's a Democrat. What is the reader's background? Or the, I don't know what to say, the audience background. I'm sorry about that. It's construction. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm sorry. The speech was performed at the time the presidential campaign was on, in its primary phase. It's the primary phase is where candidates from both of the political parties are competing against each other, debating against each other to become the official party nominee for the presidential election. They have to choose one from each party. And the audience of the speech is whoever attended it in person, but it was also showed on television. Afterwards you could hear his main points and such. It was at the Constitution Center, but it was the general public of America who had access to the speech, and of course everyone else. And the main target of the speech was the American voters. He of course wanted them to vote for him and his views on everything going on. Language, or what characteristics of the text. I pointed out language. There's a lot of examples where Barack Obama appeals to trust and authority. A quote. My bad. I'm sorry about that. This belief comes from unyielding faith in the decency and generosity of the American people, but it also comes from my own story, line 48 to 50. In the text we had his text, or his speech, but in text. He further appeals to shared values, the shared goals of America, society. He also believes this enhances through the use of personal pronouns such as we, and I quote then, we may not look the same and we may not have come from the same place, but we all want to move in the same direction towards a better future for our children and our grandchildren. Line 23 to 24. He occasionally uses pathos in the speech. It is particularly noticeable when he talks about slavery, racial relations, macro, and yet words on a parchment would not be enough to deliver slaves from bondage or provide men and women of slavery. Deliver slaves from bondage or provide men and women of every color and creed their full rights and obligation as citizens of the United States. And that is line 14 to 15. What is the writer's or speaker's intention? Oh, my bad. What is the writer's or speaker's intention? Does he want to argue, convince, discuss, so on? He wants to prove to the American citizens that they have to accept his healthcare plan and prove them that it's the right thing to do, everything he comes forward with. Yeah. And that was my presentation of Barack Obama's 2008 speech on race and politics. Thank you.